In part one, we're going to look at some static exercises, then in part two, we're going to make that a little bit more dynamic. So if we start down on one knee, now what this is here to do, this isn't necessarily an exercise to fatigue or an exercise to sort of challenge the hips. This is an exercise to very much make sure we're getting the right muscles working at the right time. So what we want to be able to do in this position is we want to basically feel our glute working, so that when we come up onto one leg and we are challenging our balance a little bit more, we're able to know what muscles are supposed to be working, we know what we're supposed to be doing with regards to the knee, and that's going to help us build our hips in the long run. Because what will happen is when you come up onto one knee and start moving around and exercise starts becoming more challenging, you won't be able to think about a lot at once. You'll just be thinking, I just want to stay up, I just want to stay up, I just want to stay up. So what we need to do in this position is just make sure we've got glute max. So when we come into this position, we can feel glute max working. What a lot of people can do is they can come down on two knees and then they can clench. That can be very simple for people. It's a very good way. Again, it's a slightly easier way of starting. So if you come up into this position and you can't feel glute max engage, then I recommend coming down onto two knees and then just squeezing, making sure you can feel glute max, which is the big muscle at the back, you can feel that working, because that's going to be fundamental to everything that we're going to talk about for the rest of this tutorial. So we come up and we just want to be able to hold that position. We can feel glute max working and we're in position. So certainly to start with, that's all that we need to get understood to start with and implemented before we go into, let's just say, normal exercises. Again, if you've got any comments, if you want me to elaborate on anything, hit it down in the comments below. If you want to watch more of these types of tutorials, I've got loads on low back health, core, strength. Then again, just hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. But for now, what we're now going to do is move on to coming up onto one foot. And basically it's going to be balancing on one leg. So again, what we can do is we can start in this position and just balance up on one leg. Now the key here again is, can you feel glute max squeeze? That's the important bit when we're in this position. So we've got control and we've got balance, because our stability is all about control, alignment, balance, smoothness of movement. So if we've got that in this position, what we can then start to do is challenge that. So what we're going to do, so we're going to bend the knee slightly, we're going to push the hip back. So that's now our position. We're going to have a nice straight leg at the back, we're going to keep the head in line, the spine's going to be nice and neutral, and we're just going to hold that position. And again, the key is I want you to feel glute max working. You're going to get glute medius, glute minimus working, possibly a little bit of work down the outside of the shin, but essentially we want glute max. We could even get glute max on this side because we lift the leg. What we don't want to do is arch like that. We want to be able to maintain position, nice straight line, shoulder, hip, all the way down to the ankle. That's going to build our stability through the hip. What we also want to focus on is when we come up, we want to be able to control the knee. If we can control the knee, we've got good stable hips. Yes, it's going to wobble, but we want to be able to control it. So we need to be able to control there, but also feel this, feel the glutes. So feel both glutes and control the knee. Once we get to that point, we are nice and stable. What we can then start to do is we can start to make exercises a little bit more dynamic, which we're going to look at in part number 2. But can't stress enough, we need to start simple, because what a lot of people do is they jump in at the deep end and they try what I'm about to show you first and wonder why things don't happen or it feels too hard. If you build in this logical way, so we build in this position here, squeeze, or if we build in this position here, squeeze, and then come up, squeeze. Okay, we've got the muscle working, we understand that. If we then come up and we can master this position, into here, squeeze, squeeze, control the knee, spine's in place, head's in line, and we're in position. Now, if you want to have more detail on this, click the link below and you'll go through to my how to build hip stability workshops. It's basically, it's 3 hip workshops which you download, and it takes you through all of this. It goes through the teaching points, the progressions, the regressions, the alternatives, the common faults. So we go through in a lot more detail about how to build through this process into these 2 exercises that I'm about to show you in part number 2.